Trading addiction is nothing but another form of gambling addiction. Or having market success can literally give you much more returns exponentially over a period of time, literally exponential returns. Very worse. And it was like, oh my god, I didn't know myself when I saw it. This is how bad trading behavior could be. Trading addiction could be, losing streaks could be, repetitive mistakes could be. Hello ladies and gentlemen. If you're new to this YouTube channel, push the subscribe button below and follow me for more videos on trading, technical analysis, trading psychology, money management, etc. I am Mohak Pachisia, founder of Technically Sorted, and today I'm going to be talking about a very important topic, which is trading addiction. Yes friends, I have got a lot of people over a period of time who approached me saying that it's become like, as if the addiction to trade is the reason why I'm trading. The literal addiction to trade, like until I don't trade, I don't see some money going, I don't see some M to M up and down, I feel like, my day is not really made. My day hasn't even started yet. Guys, this is serious problem. This is a serious problem and this needs to be dealt with. Now, trading addiction is nothing but another form of gambling addiction. We're going to talk about certain commonalities which are present in any kind of addiction. And the generation we live in today, the era we live in today, we have got a lot of distractions and a lot of addictions around us. If we want, we can take it up and spoil our lives. If we want, we can let go of certain things, understand that the opportunity cost of actually doing the right thing, giving it away to addiction is going to be detrimental to your finances and your life. In case of trading addiction, what generally happens is, like in any other addiction, the brain has an important neurotransmitter called dopamine. Dopamine as a neurotransmitter is responsible for some things. One of the most important things it is responsible for is to make a reward circuit in your brain. So, the reward circuit which is in the brain, that if I do this, I end up getting this result, this output. This is monitored by dopamine, and there is a release of dopamine whenever your brain, your biology wants to induce you to do something. Now, why do we like junk food sometimes? Why do people get addicted to junk food and those kind of things which are fatty, oily foods and sugar and things like that? Because that is going to possibly help them store more food in their body for a longer period of time. So our biology, our brain doesn't really know anything, but that part of our brain just knows our biology. And it knows that biologically if I have to survive, this is important for me. So let me go and eat junk food. And it releases dopamine. What do smoking, drinking, drugs, what do these kind of things do? They release dopamine artificially and induce our brain to release the neurotransmitter in order to make us feel happy, because we feel this sense of happiness when dopamine is released. And when we feel that sense of happiness, that sense of high, that is why the first time you take a drink, you say, oh my god, the first time I'm taking a drink, I'm going to take one drink. But a few years down the line, you're used to taking 3 or 4 drinks at a time. Why? Because your brain gets conditioned to a different level of a high. Similar for trading. What is it that most people get influenced by? What is it that the brain biologically says, yes, I want this? And the problem is short-term profits. The market has fluctuations, random fluctuations in the smallest of time frame, which may not mean anything for any kind of analysis. But people get in, get out and take those small profits and they think that they have actually made money. They give themselves an illusion of success. This illusion of success, of short-term money, which spontaneously has come to you. Many people do that by taking a lot of big position size also. Big position size can make you quick money, but it doesn't really make you sustainable money. So if you don't have a method, if you don't know technical analysis, if you don't know the objective way of trading, I can help you. Go to my YouTube channel. There are many videos to learn from, or go to www.technicallysolid.com and get in touch with my team. But if you are trading because you are addicted to trading, then it is going to spoil your life. It is literally going to spoil your sleep, your health, your cognitive, brain power, and definitely your finances. Your finances are going to eventually erode if you do addiction based trading. So don't do that. Now what happens is that our brain is conditioned to certain responses, which is in the science of psychology, it's called conditioned response. The conditioned response came in with an experiment which was done on a dog. The dog was given a piece of meat and he would obviously salivate. And until a point, there was a bell which used to ring. And the bell didn't mean anything. But when the meat was given along with that bell which was ringing, the dog could associate mentally the meaning of the bell ringing with the fact that meat is given to the dog and would end up salivating. So if there was no meat, only the bell was being rung, the dog would actually start salivating in anticipation of the fact that he is going to get meat. This is something what led to a conditioned response. The dog was trained to associate the sound of the bell with the meat given to him. And that conditioned response of salivating at just the sound of the bell, exactly something like this, exactly this in another form actually happens with trading. When you are addicted to trading, you are associating the market going up, the market going down, or the market suddenly giving a move, where you perhaps associate some past profit you would have made because you have made random profits or random losses in the past. You don't have an objective sense of looking at the market. You just look at those up and down movements as money which is just in front of you, sparkling in front of you. And that sparkling money in front of you becomes your association to get that short-term profit. In order to do that, you go ahead and do that. And obviously, we all know that somebody who is addicted to trading doesn't really take profits on every trade. They're not consistent, they're not methodical. Many times they're against the trend. Many times they don't square out their stop losses, etc. When the brain is actually making you addicted, there are associated fear, greed and other emotions with it. The fight or flight response is the strongest emotion. Biologically speaking, again, a part of a brain which is also called the reptilian part of our brain, amygdala, responses, it sends the response to the brain and to the thinking brain as to what is in the environment that is of sudden danger to the person. So earlier when we were cavemen and we would actually hunt for food, we would be killing an animal in order to eat, and either that animal would become our dinner or we would become its dinner. So we immediately felt something called a fight or flight response. Whenever our primitive instincts are threatened, we tend to feel this fight or flight response. In order to react to that, many traders end up doing revenge trading. And reacting from the point of fight or flight response, reacting from that revenge trading perspective, obviously that leads to bigger losses, bigger drawdowns. And if you're watching this video and you feel that I'm not really sure if I have a trading addiction or not, believe me, if you have consistent drawdowns which go like this, if you have losing streaks like this, okay, which the money is just flowing out of your account almost unconsciously, almost without you having done anything, you feel, then yes, you are addicted to trading. You have addicted yourself, you've trained yourself to certain patterns of behavior which you tend to repeat in the markets and that are destructive patterns. Of course you don't want that happening with your trading career. Many of these people who are actually addicted to trading have not at a conscious level understood that they're actually addicted. They just end up doing this as an unconscious response. The fight or flight reaction, the dopamine rush they get, and then suddenly in the brain again you have got certain neural pathways. So those neural pathways are actually those pathways through which you think about a certain topic. You react to a certain situation and react to a certain thing in your life, a certain activity you do. Those neural pathways are something which are plastic in nature. They can change also if you train them in another way. You can create new neural pathways. But what happens when you repeat that addictive behavior, and this stands true for anything from drugs to even pornography addictions, etc., that when we have got those neural pathways filled with the protein delta phos B, that is what happens when addiction happens. A protein called delta phos B gets into those neural pathways and it sort of cements and makes the neural pathways even more strong. So your reaction to a situation of trading, an environment of trading, will be continuously becoming more strong if you are addicted and you don't do anything about it. Now the question comes, how do we change? How do we change this entire thing which is happening with somebody who is seeing this? Now listen to me carefully. Number one, yes, it is possible to change. Yes, it is possible to change. I have had people come to me for my trading course, for my trading psychology course. A few people in the year take me for personal mentorship. I have seen cases which are worse than you can possibly imagine. If you think that your situation is the worst, no, I have seen cases which are very, very worse. And it was like, oh my God, I didn't know myself when I saw it. This is how bad trading behavior could be. Trading addiction could be. Losing streaks could be. Repetitive mistakes could be. And people have changed to the level that they're completely a different person now. And you all can do that. That is the transformation you all require. If you feel you are addicted to trading, even to a certain extent, it will keep you miles away from being objective. And if you are not objective in trading, you will not be able to be consistent. And if you are not consistent in trading, then why even trade? What is the point? Why do you want to blow away your hard-earned money? The process of change firstly begins with training your mind in a different way. Why do many people talk about meditation and the usefulness of it? From people like Paul Tudor Jones and Ray Dalio, who are market veterans, trading veterans, legends. These people have spoken about the benefits of meditation. Why does a professional trader take care of his mind and being so strongly? I'm going to make another video on meditation. Why the importance of meditation is there in trading. In order to keep your mind balanced around the fluctuation of the market, yet, regardless of the fluctuation, stand and be objective. Take only those trades where you actually want to take a trade because it is in line with your strategy. In order to be able to do that, you need a certain stable mind. You don't need a compulsive behavior. And to stabilize that mind, the first thing which you need to do is to firstly give a full stop to trading. Give a full stop to trading where the nerves can actually, the neural pathways can rest. They are not activated anymore. None of your beliefs around fears, around the fears within the principles of what you're doing in trading, okay, none of those fears are activated anymore. Biologically, psychologically, and even to spiritually. Biologically, psychologically, and even at a spiritual level, you become much more stable as a person. Give it a stop. It is said that for 28 days, if you continuously do something, it tends to become a habit. It is scientifically seen and tested to be so. The reason why it is because these neural pathways, as I said, our brain is plastic. These neural pathways can be created. Now, if you stop your actions, it's going to be difficult. You're going to have some sort of withdrawal symptoms in your body. Use the help of a friend or a family member. Draw out all the money from your account, change the password and give it to that other person. And say, I'm not going to trade. This is over. I'm not going to trade for a while now. Give yourself a few months time. train yourself in a different manner. I'm saying it in a very nutshell kind of way, because the level of details it can go to find out what is wrong with your trading can go all the way to your personal life. And I can make you introspect to a great degree. Okay, I've had done that. Introspect to a great degree. I have done this with some people whom I have personally mentored, and trust me, the implications, trading behavior or addictive behavior, the implications from the life in general, the personal life, the past, the baggages, they are huge implications. And to turn them around, you really need to recognize what those implications are. Unless you give yourself a break, you will not be able to recognize that. That is why you sometimes need another person to do so. Unless you don't introspect and become your own objective observer. Okay, I'm not saying you have to take a personal mentorship from me. Everybody doesn't have to do that. But if I'm here and I'm introspecting, I'm actually having myself look at myself very, very objectively. Just like when you have a friend and he or she has a problem, you can so objectively give an advice. But when you have a problem, there is a problem, right? You don't tend to be very objective with yourself. Build the habit of being objective with yourself. Be your own objective observer. Once you're able to become your own objective observer, you will realize that there were certain compulsivities which were connected with some or the other thought process which will come up. You will need to stabilize yourself. You will need to observe that, and willpower can help you. Trading addiction is the first thing which you need to remove if you feel that you want to be a success in trading. Being or having market success can literally give you much more returns exponentially over a period of time, literally exponential returns. And doing the wrong thing can equally be so drastically going down in your equity curve. Professional traders, many of them, have had their phases and their fair share of learning. I have had and their fair share of learning. I myself have had my fair share of learning. It is okay. Whatever is going on with you, it's okay. Just let go and get on with trading in a different manner. Train yourself. Learn about what you need to do. Become objective. Don't while your hard-earned money in trading just like this out of addiction. That money is a resource for you to build more money from if you really want to trade well. You can go to www.technicallystarted.com for more. I'll see you in another video. Take care guys. Have fun. Goodbye. Enjoy.